Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Built Structures video with your host BNSS 6951 aka Cousin Vinny. Anyhow, this is going to be part 3 of Redbird Tony's engine house build, and if you guys want to see how I got to this point right here, yeah, look at that, watch the video coming right up. This Vinny Vid production video brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 5% discount, code BNSS 6951. Alright guys, welcome back to part 3 of Redbird Tony's engine house build. Since I know that all of these roof supports are going to fit in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to permanently attach the front lower and the rear lower walls for now, and make sure that I can get everything all squared up like that. And I don't know if you can see, but I do have a square inside of there. Just get you over here a little bit without, as you can see right there. And I'm also using the grid on my mat to keep it square. Anyhow, I already glued this side. Next thing I'm going to do is glue this side, but I'm letting this dry up before I do that. So with that being said, let's give it a minute or two, and I'll go ahead and glue all 4 corners, and we'll start doing some other stuff that I need to do here. Alright, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, here's a little a little tip for you guys. I don't like the amount of gluing surface that one of these I-beams have, and I'm using some of these I-beams to support the roof structures. Anyhow, what I do is I take this number 130, depending on what size this is. This one happens to fit perfect. This is a evergreen number 133, and what I do is I'll put it inside the webs, and it's a perfect match as far as height goes, and that gives me a whole bunch more of gluing space. And when this is up against the wall, you will not see that piece that's behind there. That's just a little tip from BNSS 6951 and Vinny Built Structures. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do these and go ahead and put them on the respective walls that they belong on, and we'll continue from there. Alright guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this wall right here, and I'm going to install the modified I-beam that I did. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that, but I did put that strip in there like I said I was going to do. So that's going to give me a whole bunch more gluing area to work with. Anyhow, I'm going to put this on here, and as it's drying, I am going to line up the truss system so it's even with the top of the wall. So anyhow, with that being said, let's go ahead and do this, and we'll see how this works out. I should really paint everything before I do this, but I got some ideas for the paint, like these beams that I'm installing now. Basically, you're not going to see them because I'm going to paint them the same color as I paint the inside of the structure, and I have not decided on what that's going to be yet. And you know, for me, on scratch builds, the hardest part for me to do on a scratch build is picking out colors. You know, is this color good for this particular building? This is a work area. Should it be a dark color? Should it be a light color? And I'm going with a light color or semi-light color, only because they would need light while they're working, and so light colors absorb the light, or I mean reflect the light, so it gives you a bit more available light in the building. And that looks, come on, get in there. That looks pretty good right there. Let's see, I'm going to stand this up a little bit, and we'll do it this way. Okay. And yes, that looks good. Okay, so now I got that first piece on here, and it looks good, and so we're going to just let it go right now. And what I am going to do with this building is I am going to put some steel work on the inside. There will be H-columns for the uprights, and there'll be I-beams for the cross widths. And those are going to match up with the pilasters I'm going to put on the front of the on the outside of the building. So with all that being said, I don't know how this is going to work out, but we'll continue on. So stay tuned, and we'll continue on with this. Alright guys, even though the building looks square on my my board here, I'm always checking for squares. As you can see, I've got 3 different squares in here, making sure all the 3 walls that are glued in, which is this one, and this one, are square. Only could mean that the last wall would just make it squarer. Anyhow, I'm working along here, and pretty soon I'm going to be plotting out where my beams and stuff are going to go inside the building. I know you guys think I'm working a little ahead of myself, but I don't do any measurements on my building. I just, whatever looks good is the way I look at it. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take care of this last wall, upper wall, and then the front wall, and then we'll be able to start doing some other stuff here. So with that being said, we'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, before we go on any further, I want to explain a little bit about the truss system that John Tangillo did for me. All I did was, I drew this up and I sent it to him with the measurements that I had taken before I sent it to him. This was not assembled when he got it. It was 6 pieces of building, and he just kind of temporarily put it together and matched his measurements up with my measurements and came up with the trusses. Now because our measurements were so tight, I actually had to sand these down, the trusses, to make them fit in there nice and easy, so if Tony wants to, he can just pull it out like that and put it back in, and the same with the end pieces. So with all of that being said, I started to prepare the inside for paint. As you can see, I got it all taped up, and where the tape is, you're going to see some stanchions. I also put this one beam in here. I know you can't see it, but that's going to be part of the support for the overhead crane. As you can see, I got it pretty much all ready to go. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these number 175 styrene strips, and it's going to act as a foundation, because all buildings are built on a foundation, and also it's going to stiffen up the plastic a little bit, because I do have a bit of warpage on the long walls, and also gives me more place to secure it to the rest of the foundation when I'm ready to do that. So with that being said, I'm going to take a break, prepare everything, and we'll start going with this. So we'll be back in a few. Alright guys, now I am about ready to paint the inside. The only step left for me to do right now is to mask off the outside, because I don't want any of the inside paint getting on the outside. And then we'll do the same exact thing when we paint the outside, except the outside can be done with a brush and acrylic, and the inside can be done with the spray. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and mask this off, and I'll bring you back after the inside has been painted. So stay tuned, we'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've got the entire building all masked off and so on and so forth, and I did paint the inside. I decided to go with this camo brown or camo beige, whatever it's called. Exposed at any angle, ultra flat colors, no reflective finish, in other words, not glossy, and most important part right there, it bonds to plastic. Now, because I did this color on the inside, oh my god, was that a hair? Jeez. Oh man, it's already scuffed. Damn. Because I did that color on the inside, I thought I would do this appropriate color on the outside. Now I kind of like this color over all the colors to steel, because it looks like steel. And as you can see, we did this guy, and then nice and easy, and then we did this guy, just gotta, of course the paint, believe it or not, the paint actually adds some thickness to this, so you gotta be kind of careful when you put it in there, but it'll go just like that. See, this guy here is not all the way down. Oops, he actually missed the dealie. Alright, come on. Anyhow, I probably need to do a little more work on that one, but it's not sitting down on, there it goes. There you go. Anyhow, that's what this is going to look like. Let me back this out a bit. that's what this is going to look like. My next step right now is to peel off all the masking that I did on the inside. Make sure I got full coverage in here. I may have to do this from upside down to get some better coverage. But other than that, I think we're ready to start putting some vertical supports in there and make this start looking like a place of work. All right, so anyhow, we'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys, as you can see, I have repainted the building because I was getting a lot of scuff marks inside there. And I also, when it dried, I also gave it a shot of some clear coat over that. So hopefully that'll protect the paint. I'm going to start installing my my vertical beams. As you can see here, I got one of them set up in there. And you notice I got little triangles. If I can get that in there. These little triangles right here. That was from a previous kit that I had, and I never used them. So I'll be using those in this kit to give it just that little bit more detail. Anyhow, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop peeling off some of the masking tape and start installing these guys. And if you notice, I only painted 3 sides. The one side that gets glued stays white, so it'll stick good. Alright, so with that being said, I'm going to get my knife and we'll very gently start peeling off some of this tape. That's if it's going to cooperate with me. I hope it does. Which it doesn't look like. It might not want to cooperate. There you go. There we go. Aha, there's another one. All right, we got one here in the corner. Now guys, I always tell you that this is the way I do when I paint stuff and I want stuff to stick. Glue, certain glues like the Model Masters glue that I use does not stick to paint, and I'm sure that there's other brands of glue that do not stick to paint, and so that's why I do it this way. Alright, and we've got one more in the corner here. Oh no, we don't. I took that one off previously. So I'm just gonna give it a little scrape. There you go. And then we got 2 more up on the top. Let's do this side. It's easier for me to get to. Here we go. Come on. Be nice. There we go. Alright, and this one last piece right here, I think. I don't know if there's even a tape there. I might have taken that off already. No, I think I see some. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so now it's just a matter of gluing the stuff down and continuing on. I will do this one side with you guys. I will do the other side without you guys, and then I'll show you what this part of the build is going to look like, what the roof section's in, and all that kind of stuff. So anyhow, with all that being said, let's go ahead and begin. So now these have already been pre-cut, and where they are here is the way they go in here. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and do this corner piece in here. Take the glue and just run a small bead down here so it doesn't flow out. Just like that. And put that in there. And there like that. And there you go. All the insides are done on here, on this side. I still got to do the two ends and this wall, and I'm going to do all of that off the camera, and we'll continue on from there. Anyhow, we'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, as you can see, all the vertical supports inside one is complete. So now we're going to flip it over and we're going to do side two, and as you can see, I've already got all the masking tape removed. And when we finish this side, we're going to go ahead and do the front and rear wall, and then all the vertical supports will be in the building, and time to move on for the crane support and all that kind of good stuff. Anyhow, with that being said, we're going to get started on this right now. Alright guys, so now all my vertical supports are in. I'll give you a top view first. I don't know if you can be able to see all of that. Let's go from the bottom, I guess. Now you can see all the supports are in here, and here, and here, and here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put all the roofs sections in place, and I'll turn it over and I'll show you how these are actually going to work supporting these guys. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I know I told Tony that he should do this guy first, but since I'm already here, we'll go ahead and do this guy. Okay. And then this guy. And it seems to be going in a lot easier today. And there's no particular way each one of these goes. They all should fit the same. These guys could be switched around and so on and so forth. But anyhow, so that's what it's going to look like from the top. And then from the bottom, let me see if I can get you in closer here. The bottom, you can see that it is supporting the roof sections like over here, and over here, and up in the top there. I know it's hard for you guys to see that, but anyhow, I have accomplished what I was looking for. Anyhow, it'll stay masked up until I'm ready for it. The next project will be doing the crane supports and getting the crane ready to put in there, and then put the floor foundation in, which I already have. Let me show you guys that. And here that is. Needs to get painted and all that stuff. But anyhow, with all of that being said, I think we're going to call this the end of part 3 for Tony's build. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed it, and as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all folks. BNSF 6951 out. Don't forget about Yankee Dabbler, 5% off. Talk to you guys later. This VinnyVid production video brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 5% discount, code BNSF 6951. This Vinny production video brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget the 5% discount code BNSS6951.